Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, you're welcome. If you keep coming back, you're much appreciated. My name is Nwadiuto and I am a teens coach. Today we're tackling a common challenge in our series of behavior, and today we're looking at how to help our children stop negative behaviors. You're not alone in this. We're all here together. I've got some fantastic strategies that we're going to be sharing in this video. In handling bad behavior, I want to suggest here, or I want to state here, the first jobs we have as parents or guardians is to love our children, no matter what and even if. Dr. Paul would always say, love them irrespective of the behavior they deploy, irrespective of the decisions that they make, the choices that they make. Our duty is to love them no matter what, and even if they do what, even if they become what, our duty is to love them. Instead of focusing on the seemingly negative things that the child has done, force your mind to focus on the good things and the good characteristics that this child has. And you go in that compassion that you have to speak with the child or to handle whatever the situation is that has arisen. This is the bedrock on which every other point sits nicely. There's a presupposition that says that for every behavior, there is a positive intention. This means that at every given moment, a person reacts the way he or she knows best. Everything that we do or decide at a given moment is the best we are capable of doing at that particular moment. Throwing off tantrum. What's the positive in that? That child is trying to deal with big emotions, or trying to get your attention, or trying to be loved. That is a positive intention. Okay, what of children that tell lies anyhow? That child is trying to save his or her neck, doesn't want to be punished, or the child wants to still look good in your eyes, since it is our approval as parents that they are seeking. Or the child just wants to run away to do something else, so just simply lies about the situation. That is a positive intention. With that knowledge, we're going to be looking deeper into this topic. To change behaviors, you want to trace back to where it started, how it was formed, and then begin to undo. Because in the environment that person has found yourself in now, that behavior they have learned is no longer necessary. I wouldn't say applaudable or acceptable, but it's no longer necessary in their new environment. Note that every behavior can be unlearned. Every behavior was learned and it can be unlearned. It will take time. It will need patience. So as we deploy many of the things that we're deploying, let's also deploy patience, deploy empathy, deploy love, because we're going to be needing a whole lot of it on this journey of behavior correction. You want to change a behavior? Do it from the place of love. You want to correct somebody? Do it from the place of love. You want things to change from a place of love. Because when we love somebody, we wouldn't be attacking the person, but we'll rather be attacking the behavior. Learn to separate the behavior from the child. We are not our behaviors. Same thing with our children. They are not their behavior. You know how we will say, don't celebrate the end result, celebrate the process. For example, don't celebrate that your child came first in class or took the first position in class or brought a trophy home after a sports game, but celebrate the fact that your child was resilient, Your child put in the hard work to practice, never gave up, and that is why the child got to where the child is at. So we praise the resilience, we praise the doggedness, we praise the attention to details that the child has. Those characteristics are the things that we praise and not necessarily the end result. Same thing with behaviors that are not acceptable by us or by your family. You don't pick after yourself. You never clean up after yourself. It shows you it is not acceptable. As a parent, it's not going down well with you. In your family, it is against your family values, your family beliefs. Hence, you want that tackled. But the moment we begin to say, you never clean up after yourself, you always leave things lying around, we are attacking the person and not the behavior. So we want to be careful the way we go about it so that the person doesn't feel attacked. Nobody ever, when attacked, takes correction. Focus on that behavior. Clothes are lying around in the child's room. We want that to be taken care of. When does this happen usually? Or when the child has just come back from school. What is the child running to go do that makes it difficult for the child to pick up after themselves? That's the process you want to focus on. So recognize the process, identify it, and then begin to change the things that lead up to that point. And that child will be more open to other options instead of building a wall of defense when we attack them instead of the behavior. As our children grow and as they are older, it is necessary that we begin to lay down what our values are as a family and what our expectations are of them. We don't want to hold these expectations in our head and in our mind. And when we see them go off track, we suddenly expect that they should know better. They can't know better if they were not told to do better and how they could do better. So it is our duties to let them know the values you hold as a family. So I ask you now as you listen, what are the values your family uphold? What are those values that keep your family? Share it with your children. Let them know what those values are. Then they know that, this behavior is not acceptable in the home. Or should they deviate, you can correct them by teaching or coaching or counseling anyway, and depending on the stage of your child, not age, remember. There's a video that explains all of that. So based off on the stage that your child is at, you want to teach, you want to coach, you want to counsel that child what is expected of the child. To summarize, that child had a positive intention when the child deployed that behavior. Acceptable or not acceptable. So if it's not acceptable, you want to find out what was the intention of that behavior that was deployed. Number 2, have a lot of love, patience, and empathy, as this is our major job as parents, and only from that position can we help our children overcome negative behavior. Separate the behavior from the child. How would you feel if you were called the behavior you deplored the most? So we want to separate that behavior from the child. Our children are not the behaviors that they display. Share your expectations. What are those values that keep your family? Share it with your children. Let them know what those values are. Look out for the next video where we're going to be sharing more points. If you love this video, kindly give this video a big fat thumbs up for me and subscribe if you've not done so already. I'm going to be seeing you all in the next one. Bye-bye.